Welcome back, everyone, to episode 2 of Shred White and Blue. Hopefully you've caught episode 1 with our CEO, Mr. Ryan Richard. In this episode, Brandon will actually be interviewing me about my background.
Yes.
And what brought Ryan and I together as partners in Shred America and all that good stuff. So looking forward to talking with Brandon and me being interviewed. So what's getting ready to happen?
Here we go. Shred White and Blue, it's about to get weird.
Yes, it is.
I don't wanna shred your bin tonight. I don't wanna shred your bin tonight. Another bin full of dust. Another bin full of dust.
And we're back.
We are back. Hey, if you guys are wondering on that music, the intro music there, if you really want to hear more about that,
It's catchy.
just call our number at Shred America.
Call Tyrone.
Ask to be put on hold. And enjoy the show.
I like it.
Enjoy the show. That's Music to Shred 2 Volume 1. We will actually be going in the recording studio in October to Jason McCrae and I, where there's a nice state-of-the-art recording studio in Dallas. It makes it even weirder that I'm talking in a British accent when we're going to be recording in Dallas, Texas. But every time I will talk about recording, I have to go with a British accent. So, but we're going to do Volume 2 and 3. We'll have that in the can by the end of October. So enjoy the show.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does. So, well, hey, man, what's up?
What's up,
Talk to
Ray?
me. What's going on? You good?
My boy.
It's hot. It's hot as hell in Spartanburg,
It's hot
South
in
Carolina.
her.
It is. It is. So
Hey, Kylie, bleep this out. It's hot as balls.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's hot as it is.
Yes.
It's hot as bleep bleep in here.
Yeah, right.
Hey, what you got going on this afternoon? You got some interesting going on at the house today.
Yes.
Later today.
My youngest daughter is on the JV cheerleading squad, and I'll be blessed to have about 10 to 15 preteens at my house in my damn pool talking about TikTok and hell, I don't know, maybe some pizza or maybe vegetarian. I don't even know what kids eat today. You know, they got peanut allergies or something.
Yeah, they don't do fruit roll-ups anymore?
Man, I love
And Dr.
fruit.
Pepper?
I
Fruit
love
roll-ups
fruit.
and Dr. Pepper.
That and Zima and
Yeah. Wait, good thing your daughters look like Stacey Dawn.
Yes, thank God.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is.
Stacey, I got a lot of blondies, and I live in the garage.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
With
well,
the
good,
dog.
man. I'm
Yeah,
looking
man.
forward to hearing more about that
Yep.
in the next podcast. I want to
like
hear
it.
how that thing went.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, for sure.
So-
And hey, you're bringing out the white shirt today.
Yeah.
Brings out the eyes and the
gray
salt
hair?
and pepper.
Yeah, my frosting.
You look distinguished as
Thank
shit.
you. Thank you. Well, I'm kind of a big deal. You guys are going to learn that in this episode that I'm kind of a big deal. But I do get my hair frosted.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work that goes
good
into
look.
this.
Yeah.
So it's, I'm getting my hair done tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't can't
Mine,
remember what time.
the back of my hair slowly going down my back as
Let me
I
see.
age.
Let me see.
Yep.
Still looking good.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
got some, still a rug there, baby.
Little
Yeah.
bit. So
So-
if the people at home may or may not be able to see this, we were blessed in the middle of August to have the air conditioner go out on us. So it's a little warm, a little
Here in the
toasty.
studio.
We're glistening here in the studio.
Yeah, it is. It is quite hot today. So, but we're gonna get through.
We're gonna
it.
make the best of
We're
it.
gonna battle through it.
We win.
That's what we do.
Yes.
We win every single day at Shred America. Okay? So, hey, at this point in time, I'm going to kind of give the mic over to you.
Yes, sir.
And let's do our thing and tell everybody what we're going to do today.
This is what we're gonna do today. Ray Berry. So I'm gonna.
That's Barry.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the uninitiated. Yes. So we are going to get some feedback on Ray's journey from the small upbringings, not a small family.
No.
But a small upbringing from Spartanburg, South Carolina, where we're very close to here in Spartanburg, the upstate, and how you got to where you are now. Right? So tell them a little about your family growing up here in Spartanburg.
I will. Thank you, man.
you're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. All right. So I was born in Spartanburg, otherwise known as Sparkle City.
Yep.
Youngest of 6 kids. Big Irish Catholic
Baptist.
family.
Go Catholic.
Yeah. Close. Very
I was
close.
way off.
Big Irish Catholic family. Parents were from New Jersey. All my brothers and sisters were born in New Jersey. So naturally, I grew up a Yankee fan in the heart of South Carolina.
That's weird.
It is. I like the Braves too. But anyway,
Whatever.
so my dad was an FBI agent. Mom was
Gangster.
Yeah. Well, he hunted gangsters. Yeah.
The opposite.
A lot of gangsters in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So he stayed busy.
Yeah. Lock your doors.
Interesting stories with him, of course. Went to Spartanburg High School.
Yep.
Played baseball in high school.
You were the center on the basketball team, I heard, and the starting quarterback. Is that true?
Starting quarterback on the yard football, my backyard football team.
Your backyard.
In our neighborhood.
Okay.
In our neighborhood. Yeah,
Okay,
starting
cool.
quarterback. So very pinpoint. I was probably the Joe Montana of the neighborhood.
I heard that.
Yeah. So you can go back and check old videos on MySpace. But so that and play baseball. And as a kid, I'm 6-time champion of church league basketball.
You are.
Yeah, St. Paul's Catholic.
You hoop it up like kind of like Adam Sandler and like LeBron James. You're
Yeah,
kinda like
I still hoop it up.
You do.
I do.
You're
I
gonna
pull
break
a
a
muscle.
hip.
Yeah, I pull a muscle every damn time I play. But and I get home and Christy goes, "I don't want to hear it. Don't even look at me. I don't want to hear it." Because every time I come home, I go, "I feel like I'm having a stroke."
Yep.
So, but anyway,
Christy,
so,
the ice pack. Get the ice pack.
Yeah.
And the heat pad.
Yeah, she doesn't. She totally
Some
ignores
big
me.
gay.
Yes. So, how about Flexall?
Hello.
Joe Namath just came. Flexall. Okay. Anyway, so Spartanburg, South Carolina. Then
Yes.
I went to.
Well, you had big dreams.
I did have big dreams.
And you went to a very cool and prestigious institution here in South Carolina.
You know, I don't think I ever told you why I chose the Citadel.
I don't think I know this story.
Well, there's a good reason.
Yeah.
So you went to Carolina, of course.
The real Carolina,
Yes,
South Carolina
yeah,
Gamecocks.
There's only one Carolina.
Shout out.
There's only one Carolina, and they're the Gamecocks in Columbia, South Carolina. And I was going to South Carolina until April of my senior year in high school.
Really? I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. So my dad said, "Hey, I just want to tell you that you can go anywhere you want to go, but the only school I'm paying for is the Citadel." So I was like, I might want to go visit the Citadel then.
Check it.
Yeah.
It's in the beautiful city of Charleston, South Carolina.
It is. I'm thinking,
And-
how hard can it be?
Right. Plus, not only if this is true, your dad and your grandfather.
No. My dad went to Seton Hall in New Jersey.
Oh.
My father-in-law is a Citadel graduate.
Oh, gotcha.
Christy's dad's a Citadel graduate.
Gotcha.
So no one in my family ever went to the Citadel before me.
And word on the street, well, we're kind of blessed, is that your son, who just graduated from the Citadel,
He did. Corey.
and where's he working now?
He is right now. He's working for the fastest growing shredding company in the country.
Oh, he's in the office right beside you. Yeah.
Shred America. Yes.
Shout out to Corey Berry.
He's part of your strategic sales team.
Strategery.
Yeah, Strategery here at Shred America. So yeah, he
love
recently
it.
graduated from the Citadel. But so when Dad told me that, I was like, I might want to go look at the Citadel. So I went and looked at the Citadel, and it did actually catch me. I mean, I think I saw myself there. I don't know. Obviously, you guys have heard me say this before, but if you know anyone who's been to the Citadel and graduated from the Citadel, they all have at least one screw loose. So, and I do have at least one screw loose. So, but anyway, when you
I was a Rhodes Scholar.
what kind of road? Anyway,
Slippery road.
Yeah. So, when you go to visit a college, Kylie's done it recently.
Shout out to our girl Kylie, who is our social media video audio
She makes this happen.
wizard.
Yes, she makes this happen. So, but anyway, when you go visit a college, you just feel it when you're there. I see myself there, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I saw myself going to the Citadel. So, and I'm glad.
You're gonna have to edit this. And we're back.
Okay.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
That's
but
all
we're
right.
good.
That's all right. So I went to the Citadel.
Yep.
I'm glad I went. Embrace the suck. That's what
I've
you do
heard it.
there.
I've heard that term.
You challenge yourself.
Yep.
And the relationships you build at that place are second to none. The networking is second to none. And what I always tell people is this: the Citadel is a shitty place to be,
Yeah.
but a great place to be from.
Outstanding.
So
I like it.
Anyway, we'll leave it at that.
Well,
So
it's
that's
good. It's
Yada
good.
yada yada. I
Yep.
graduated from the Citadel in 1992.
Word. So, more importantly, because inquiring minds want to know, I want to know is that did you go get into the shredding business right out of college?
I did not. Back when I graduated, it was pretty bad recession economy back then in '92.
You were working at Eckerd as a pharmacist, a street pharmacist from Eckerd?
I was on the street.
Okay.
Yes, a pharmacist. No, I don't want to call it Eckerd. No. But I was able to find an inside sales job, which my first foray into sales was this inside sales job in a material handling. It was called OEC Fluid Handling. They're still open in Spartanburg. Great
Shout
people.
out.
Yeah. Great people own
Are they a sponsor
own the business.
of this?
They are not. I don't even know if they're Shred America customer, but damn it, they should be since I just plugged them on this worldwide headquarters of the podcast.
Good call.
So we'll be getting a phone call from us about your
sure
shred.
we will.
But yeah, worked there,
Yep.
inside sales, kind of cut my teeth there. And then I went to work at Ryder in kind of an inside sales position at Ryder, like Penske, like truck leasing, truck rental.
RYDER.
Yes, back then the slogan was "It's Ryder or it's wrong."
Oh, yeah.
So
the spokesman was from Spartanburg.
it sure sounded like it. So worked at Ryder and was in sales.
Well, that was at inside sales or outside sales?
Inside sales, and then I got into outside sales there.
Okay.
And so that kind of got me roundabout way into shredding because I called on a company that had just started in the paper shredding business in Spartanburg, South Carolina, late 90s, called Shred First. They became a client of mine. Got to know those guys pretty well. Two guys from Wofford that started that business. And Wofford's a college in Spartanburg. Good school.
Good school.
Really good school. Really hard academically. Not as good as
I did not get into Wofford.
No, I didn't. I don't think I applied. I knew better. I knew better,
good call.
but not as good a school as the Citadel. Just so if you're keeping score at home, just throwing that out there.
You will keep us reminded.
Yeah, I will. But anyway, these guys started the shredding business. I got to know them, and then they became a client of mine, and then they pretty much were recruiting me to head up their sales because they didn't really have a sales program in place, and I was still learning sales. I mean, I was
how old,
punk.
Seriously, how old were you?
I mean, at that point in time, I'm 28, maybe 28, 29 years old.
So you're 74 now.
No, I'm not.
That's not
I am
true.
not. I graduated in 92.
Yeah.
You guys can do the math on that.
Do it.
Yeah. Go, get your calculators out now. Anyway, so I met these guys, and they were growing their shredding business, and they needed someone to head up sales. So I felt like I could put my personal stamp on something there.
So let's for the people at home, like did you because you did a lot of self-taught type of stuff, when you were first getting out there. Did you read sales books? Did you go to Zig Ziglar, and see anything to build your sales acumen?
Great question, Big Swerve.
Yeah.
Yes, I think in sales, or really in any kind of business, if whatever you're doing, you got to consistently get better every single day. So nowadays, you can listen to podcasts to help get better.
It's a new world, baby.
Yes, back in those days, it was you go get a sales book, and you make it a goal to read a sales book a month, or a sales book a quarter, or go to seminars, go hear Zig Ziglar speak, or Jeffrey Gitomer, or things like that, or take the Sandler sales training system.
There you go.
All that stuff is great stuff, but you got to do all of those things to get better. So I think I tell you what made me a better salesperson. When our son was born. I mean, I'm not just depending. I got a mouth to feed.
Yeah,
there's no better incentive to increase your work ethic than when you've got kids.
When you reproduce.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Exactly. I became a much better salesperson when my son was born.
We call that a call to action.
Yes, exactly. So I made it a point to get better, and I've been a student of sales since my mid-20s. Still read books all the time.
Still learning.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's lifelong learning.
Yes.
So anyway, that's
cool.
Good question. Yes, definitely read sales books, listen to podcasts, get better, make those commute times productive.
Productive.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about Shred First.
Yeah.
So you started there when you were in your 20s?
I think I was 29, I think, and they were just kind of getting going. I started there in September of 2000. They had started the business at the end of 97.
Okay.
And had a good thing going there. They were growing, but they didn't really have a sales program.
Right.
So I was able to kind of come in, take the sales ball and run with it, really, and build a sales team.
That's cool.
And so that's how I felt, putting your personal stamp on something. There's a kind of a life lesson in there for youngsters out there that sometimes you got to take a step back to go a mile forward. Mm-hmm. And before I was in the shredding business, I was in the employee leasing business for a couple years, like PEO. People know what that is.
They call that trafficking, human trafficking.
That's a disclaimer. We do not traffic humans. Yes, we'll have to edit that out. But no, it's like you tie into this company for HR, for workers' comp, healthcare. They do their payroll and all that stuff. So anyway, so getting back to this as far as Shred First goes, but I took a pay cut to go work at Shred First,
right?
Because I felt like I could put my personal stamp on something, and I was able to recoup that pay cut within a few months, just by doing, producing. So
doing what you do best.
So we built a sales team at Shred First.
Now, inside sales or outside sales?
Mostly outside back then.
Back then, yeah.
So we became one of the largest independently owned shredding companies, one of the fastest growing shredding companies back then. We made Inc. 500. Back then it was Inc. 500.
Yep.
2 out of 3 years. A lot of that had to do with HIPAA and FACTA being enacted, regulations and things like that. But back then, I had 10 by the time we sold in 2006, I had 10 outside salespeople and I think 1 inside salesperson.
Oh, wow.
That shows you how much the industry changed.
With technology and the way things are communicated now, it's unreal.
Well, when people want to buy shredding services, they go online now.
Yeah.
They don't go to the Yellow Pages.
Right.
So, and 80% of your sales back then came from outreach. 80% of your sales nowadays probably come from inbound and marketing campaigns and sales campaigns and things like that,
And well, as a side note, when COVID hit and we weren't doing a lot of the outside stuff, Zoom. Yeah. Zoom calls. Now we can communicate with people all over the world, but at least nationally with our with partners all the way from New York, California, Texas, wherever, and have those productive conversations. But because emails can get a little cryptic, but seeing a face-to-face, at least if it's just digitally.
Well, everyone's inside sales now. Everyone is, whether they like it or not. So
people
if you're
working
not
from home and all.
if you're not utilizing technology to differentiate yourself, you're missing the boat. So even if you are an inside salesperson, don't just use the phone.
Yeah, get out there.
We're not going to go into all the detail and spill our secrets, but I mean, using Zoom and things like that is just a way to get some FaceTime with these folks.
Yeah, we don't just have a face for radio. Some people do.
That's correct.
I don't know.
No, but that's why we're filming this.
Confidence.
Confidence. Yeah, because we have a face for TV, baby. But so anyway, so Shred First, great experience.
Yep. So you had Shred First, and then you started a consulting gig.
Yeah. So why we still had Shred First, I want to say in 2003, late 2003, 2004. At that point in time, there was a bunch of startups in the shredding industry back then.
Okay.
I mean, a bunch of startups. It was still a relatively young industry back then. And shredding industry kind of came out of the recycling industry first.
Right.
So the first ones that started back in the late 80s and 90s really came from out of recycling. Now in the 2000s, you had people just starting an on-site shredding company or a plant-based shredding company that did not come out of recycling. So it was a lot of startups. There really wasn't a program in place to help these startups start off on the right foot. So one of the principals at Shred First and myself, a guy, his name's Nick Wildrick.
What up, Nick?
Yeah. Eccentric guy, but anyway, good guy, Wofford boy. But so we started doing what's called Shred School,
right?
And so we came up with this program to help startups, non-competitive startups.
Well, you found a niche because people they're throwing their personal information in the trash can or in a lake or burning it.
Yeah.
And there was a much easier way. You kind of found that out. It only took 2,000 years. But.
Well, but also when those guys started Shred First, there wasn't like a formal program to help startups.
Correct.
So we started one in 2003, 2004, Shred School, and we only did like maybe 2 or 3 a year. And people would come and spend time with us. We actually started by people coming to visit us for like 3 days, riding on the truck, spending time with the sales team, stuff like that. It was kind of just coming in and one-on-one type stuff.
So in that, As our beautiful audience, our shred heads out there in the world, you were known as the dean, or the founder, or as I like to call you, Ray, the Barracuda Berry.
That's correct.
Is that accurate?
Yes, Barracuda is more recent.
Okay.
Yes. But yes, when we started the shred school, people started calling me the dean. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and shred school now is owned by I Sigma NADE.
Right. Correct.
But I still teach shred schools.
You're a giver.
I am a giver. I like to transfer knowledge, really. So, I mean, so what has happened with Shred School, though, is back then, that was all startups. It's still going today in 2022, and how the industry's matured. Back then, 95% of the people in the audience when we do Shred Schools back in the mid-2000s were all owner-operators starting a business.
Okay.
Now, you've got, 50% of them are owners. The other 50% are staff, onboarding. It's become an onboarding program for people in the industry. So
that's awesome.
I'm fortunate enough to still teach those on behalf of NADE because obviously I have a real job now, or a day job.
Well, I would help you, but I'm not allowed out of South Carolina.
That's true. That is
we'll
correct.
Go into that later.
Yeah, we will go into that later. So anyway, that's Shred School evolved. We sold Shred First in August of 2006. So after that, I just basically did consulting full time.
Okay.
Within the industry.
Right.
So I met a lot of folks.
So how long were you running your consulting business doing this?
From 2006 to 2013.
And then what happened?
And then
in 2013.
2013, I went to work for a large document management, information management company.
Yep.
And was the VP of sales for the whole eastern half of the country.
Nice.
I did a 1-year gig there because I just wanted. I didn't want to commit to a long-term situation there. After the consulting, I felt the need to get back in the industry day to day.
Yeah.
So
was that here in South Carolina?
I was here in South Carolina, but they're headquartered out of California.
Gotcha.
But good company, but again, more of a corporate world, a big corporate type situation. So not culturally a fit.
So they didn't go to the Citadel.
They did not go to the Citadel.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
So no, they
fair.
did not. But good folks. You know what I mean? So, so when I shut down the consulting business, that's when I sold the Shred School, the rights to Shred School to NADE at the time. Now it's called I Sigma.
Right.
So continuing to do Shred Schools over the years is really what brought me to Shred America.
Well, you've being an industry veteran, you meet and know quite a few people around this beautiful nation of ours in the shredding business, and created. Some people call it networking. So tell me about that.
Well, hey, you know what? The Shred School does create a network. It's a small industry. It's a great industry. People are willing to share information, things like that. It's been helpful to give back to people and help. And it's what's rewarding is you see someone like a Jay Burns at Crown Shredding in Winter Haven, Florida, who was the second or third person ever to come through Shred School in 2003 when he started the business. He hadn't even got his first truck yet. And then you see now that he is the largest, one of the largest independents in the country, but definitely the largest independent in the state of Florida. He covers pretty much from Jacksonville all the way down to like Melbourne.
Shout out to Jay Burns.
Yeah, and we actually compete a little bit, but again, it's friendly. Okay. It's friendly competition and great guy. But it's rewarding to see somebody like that adopt some of the best practices that he's learned derived from different sources.
People helping people.
Yeah, I mean, he came to Shred School, and now he's got 15 trucks, been in business for 20 years.
I love it.
Has 40-something employees, so that's what's cool about it. So
very cool.
So anyway,
so during one of these Shred Schools, you had a fine young Marine attend that with a broker of some sort who wanted to learn about the shredding businest.
That is correct.
That's word on the street, man. That's what I heard.
That is correct. He had me at hello. Tier, no. Yeah. Which Dr. Evil will be back, I think, later today.
Dr. Evil will get back in here later.
Well, he'll be a guest later on this episode. But yes, I was doing a Shred School in Chicago, October 2016, and there was a Marine in attendance who was just starting Carolina Shred, and he and I hit it off. Had a lot of
in a professional way.
yes. He very similar sense of humor, but our business acumen was aligned.
Yes,
and we think strategically the same way. And we're big picture kind of guys and sales centric. So we formed a good working business relationship, and where we actually would network with each other a good bit and bring business to each other. And then we got, not to get into a long diatribe about it, but we decided that we could definitely do some serious damage in a great way if we partnered up. And those talks kind of happened in July of 2018, and that's where the idea of Shred America was born.
Because so we're referring to Ryan Richard.
Ryan Richard, the guest in our first episode, by the way, our CEO, my business partner.
And who originally started his business when he went to shred school to Carolina Shred, because it was called Carolina Shred, just serving the Carolinas at the time.
That's correct.
And then you and him got together and said, hey, let's do some cool shit.
Well, so how it first started, we were talking about getting in the medical waste business together, because I was,
actually, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's what we were talking about at first. It's like, let's try to maybe partner up, because I had always wanted to get in the med waste business the past 5 years.
Gotcha.
And I didn't know a lot about it, so I wanted.
We'll have another podcast about the med waste.
Yeah. So I didn't know much about it, so I would kind of meet with Ryan and talk about stuff, and then we'd meet for lunch once every couple months, and he would kind of ask me advice on the shredding business and stuff like that. So we just. Too much commonality. There's just we were thinking a lot of the same ways, and I had this idea of bringing a network of the best in class shredding providers in the country to be able to service national accounts. And he had the name of Shred America, kind of this idea. And we were like, well, why don't we just merge the two ideas and let's build the best damn shredding company that's ever been built.
Ever. Yeah.
With the best team ever assembled.
Not changing something geographically, but an industry altering.
Right.
In a positive way.
Exactly.
In the way you're supposed to do business kind of way.
Let's become a national alternative to those, like you say, the big box companies.
Sure.
And what we've done is we have our own locations around the country, as everyone probably is aware of, and then we have this network of owner-operated, best-in-class, NAID certified shredding companies around the country that are vested in their business. So
hashtag winning.
Yes, we win. So I'm proud of what was accomplished in the Shred First days, and that's up to this point. That was a career highlight, and no disrespect to the people that we worked with at Shred First, but the Shred America team, the all-star team we've built, you included, blows any team away that I've been a part of. So
we get to do cool stuff like this.
Yeah, man.
Fun.
Yeah. And we do our videos.
Share the love. Share the love.
So that's
hashtag Shred America TV.
So that's how Shred America. how it happened.
Yep.
I think I'm allowed to say this. I'm happy to say that
you're pregnant.
I'm not, and neither is Christy.
Hello.
If not, that'll be another podcast
Christy.
on the self-improvement tab on podcast. Anyway, so Shred First made Inc. 500 2 out of 3 years, right?
Correct.
2003 and 2005, I think it was. Again, we have the Shred America growth has surpassed that Shred First growth in half the time. So we have just found out, we don't know what number we are yet, but that we are in the Inc. 5000 as one of the fastest growing companies in the country.
Big shout out to our network and to the winning awesome squad that is Shred America. That represents us, the guys that are doing behind the doors and the guys that are running the shred trucks. Good stuff, man.
Yeah,
and
our clients, right?
Dude, so I love them to death.
That give us those 5-star Google reviews.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
well, kind of wrapping up a little bit. What for the people out there, what has been the best due to our backgrounds in sales? What is the best sales advice that you've picked up or that you've received? in your tenure?
Okay. Well, I think you're going to talk about in the next podcast maybe how important follow-up is, right?
Yes.
So we'll hit that then.
Okay.
So that's part of it. But I think there's a few things. People want to do business with folks they know, like, and trust. And likability is key. So how do you increase your likability factor without being full of it and not without being manipulative? I think you got to be real.
Right.
You've got to increase your likability factor. But I think some of the best advice I've ever received is most sales are made emotionally, or most buying decisions are made emotionally and then justified logically. So you've got to think, when you're thinking about building rapport and commonality with a prospect, is how can I emotionally connect with this person?
Right.
Okay, so you don't necessarily have to be the cheapest.
Right.
In fact, you don't. In our industry, we are not the cheapest.
No.
I mean, we are not. And most
there's a reason for that.
Yeah, and most of your best companies in any industry are not the cheapest. A MacBook is not cheaper than a PC. So people still buy them. So there's an emotional connection. They're Mac people out there, so they feel emotionally connected to it. So
this computer's a Mac.
It is. So
what up, Kylie?
Yeah. And Mac did not pay for this spot, this advertisement.
No.
So emotionally connect, and remember that most buying decisions are made emotionally and then justified logically. So
where did you pick that up from? Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Jesus.
You know what? I think I might have been either from a Sandler sales system book that I read or a Gittimer book that I read.
Nice.
So, but Sandler's got some great stuff too, by the way,
For
and
sure.
and Adam Sandler does too.
Yeah.
So
when
we have Corey on here on a podcast, my son, he does a great Adam Sandler impression.
Nice.
So we'll have him do a celebrity endorsement.
Gotcha. We'll have a podcast for some of our younger associates.
Yes, the next generation.
The next generation.
Highly included.
Yes,
we'll
ma'am.
be on that. We'll be on the other side of the camera for that one.
Yeah. Making them laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the sales lesson that I
Outstanding.
guess I've learned over
I
the
love
years.
it, man. I love it. Well, dude, I love you, man.
Hey, I love you too.
I love you. I mean, in a very professional way.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
That just got weird.
Very sweaty.
Don't get
We're
weird.
both very sweaty right now. So,
but yeah, man, we appreciate it. Let's tell the folks what they're going to expect kind of down the road.
well, the next episode, you guys are gonna find a little bit more about Brandon, how the name Big Swerve came about.
You know it.
And his sales background is very interesting. We'll have a celebrity endorsement at the end of that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned. And you know what? I think we have one right now, don't we?
He's in the waiting room.
Hey, is this microphone on?
Dr. Evil, everybody.
Hey, number 2. Your stock is rising, number 2. Throw me a freaking bone here. What am I supposed to say?
Well, what do you think about Shred America?
Show me the money, Mr. President. Shred America is taking over the world.
Wow. What
One shred bin at a time.
with lasers?
Maybe lasers.
Yeah. What else?
Hot molten lava.
Yeah. What do you think, man?
Perhaps an Eggo
Yeah.
waffle. Perhaps a Hot Pocket. Thanks, Dr. Evil.
All right, that's good.
Okay.
Good. I appreciate the.
Hey, we
endorsement
love our
there.
celebrity endorsements.
Yes,
You know what
yes,
I mean?
we'll keep 'em
So,
going. Yeah,
all right. Well, thanks, Big
All right,
Swerve.
man, let's
Appreciate
keep
the
it going,
love.
baby.
Appreciate the love. We'll see you next time.
Shred
On Track,
America.
White, and Blue.
First.